Happy Monday, friends. Good evening, and welcome to this virtual yoga practice. I'm Cassandra Foss from Mobile Om Yoga, and I'm so happy to be able to bring you this online practice from the beautiful boardwalk on the San Pedro Creek Culture Park here in San Antonio, Texas. We're here every Monday evening offering an online dose of movement, breath, and virtual community thanks to our sponsors at the San Antonio River Authority. So from wherever you are, I'm so grateful that you're here joining us this evening. Let's go ahead and unroll our mats to begin. We're going to start today's practice in a seated pose. So bringing yourself comfortably on your mat, nice and grounded into the sit bones, and then crisscross your shins, either one in front of the other. Knees can come as wide as they feel comfortable today. We're going to begin with a breathing practice and using our hands against our body to help us really expand into the breath. That right hand's going to come to the center of the chest, right above the heart, and then the left hand will be on the low belly, below the belly button. We're going to close our eyes for this breath, but before we begin, I'm just going to explain what we're going to be working on. It's going to be a 3-part breath. You're going to inhale first down into the low belly, down into that left hand, and then you're going to keep inhaling, and you're going to expand the space between the hands, and then finally, that third part of your inhale, you're going to lift it up into the palm, and then as you exhale like a wave, you start with the chest, then the space between the hands, and then finally releasing air from the belly. So again, the inhale will start by filling up the belly, then the space between the palms, and then the upper palm. And then you exhale from the chest, through the ribs, into the belly. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a few rounds of this 3-part breath. Inhaling the low belly, the ribs, the chest. Exhaling from the chest, the rib cage to the belly. Just like a wave, you inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And exhale from the chest, through the ribs, to the belly. One more breath just like that. Inhaling into the low belly, into the ribs, up into the chest. And exhaling from the chest, through the ribs to the belly. Keep your eyes closed. Take one more breath, just fully in and out, feeling that expansion beneath the palms. As you empty out, release the hands. Let them rest comfortably, palms down on the legs, on the knees. And then with the eyes closed, let your chin tuck down into the chest. Just let the weight of the head get heavy here. Take a moment to feel your sit bones grounded into the earth, beginning to sit up nice and tall, lifting the shoulders directly over the hips, and just continuing to let that head fall forward. So there's a tendency to want to cave the chest forward with the weight of the head. We're working to counteract that, to keep the heart open, to keep those shoulders back, and just allow the head to fall forward. Take another inhale and exhale here. Begin to let your right ear move towards the right shoulder. As the weight of the head falls towards that right shoulder, make sure your right shoulder is not coming up towards the ear. Try to keep it dropping away from your ear. You should be feeling this stretch nice and along the left side. You can release the jaw, let your teeth separate a bit. See if that helps to find a little more release through the tendons in the left side of the neck. One more breath in and out here. And then letting the chin gently fall back into the chest. Take an inhale and exhale. And then moving your left ear towards your left shoulder, stretching it out onto the other side. Once again, make sure you're not shrugging that left shoulder to your ear. Keep it down. And as you feel the stretch in the tendons on the right side of the neck, perhaps you soften your jaw. See if you can find a little more release here. One more breath in and out. And just allowing your chin to fall back down into your chest. On your next inhale, begin to lift your head upright. On your next inhale, you're going to draw a line with your nose and chin as you look up, like you're drawing a line across the sky, just to your level of comfort. Let the head go back. Once again, loosen the jaw. Take an extra inhale, exhale here. And on your next inhale, gently and mindfully lift your head back up into center. We're going to take the hands behind your back, leaning into the hands, and just uncross your legs. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And then allow the knees, just like windshield wipers, to move from side to side as you shift from hip to hip. And just allowing yourself to begin to wake up and lubricate our hips and pelvis here. Taking one more time each direction, and then bringing the knees to the sky. And you're going to crisscross your legs. Notice which way you naturally cross them. And we're going to find that the opposite way. So you're going to cross your legs the opposite shin or heel in front, sitting up once again in those strong, solid sits bones. You're going to inhale, reach all 10 fingers up towards the sky. And as you exhale, begin to take the right hand to the right side. Left arm's reaching over into an arch, a side body stretch. You can really bend deep into that right arm. Maybe the forearm even comes down to the mat. Draw the navel in towards the spine and keep rolling or wrapping that right rib cage and right shoulder back. Maybe the gaze comes under that left arm. The left rib cage, the left arm. And then on your next inhale, coming through center, left hand finds the earth, right arm high, taking it to the other side. So again, you're bending deep into that right arm. Maybe the forearm comes down. Stay grounded in that right sit bone, extending and opening this, the right rib cage, the right shoulder. Maybe the gaze looking up under that right arm. And on your next inhale, come upright, all 10 fingers to the sky. Exhale, bring them out into cactus arms. Open them up wide. Inhale back to the sky. As you exhale, start to take that right hand behind you. You're going to reach up tall, so it's like a second spine. And then you're going to take that left hand across the body to the right knee. Inhale for height, for length in the spine. And exhale, ring it out. One more time, inhale, get nice and tall. Draw the navel in, get strong and stable. Exhale to wring all that out. Keep the left hand on that right knee. That right hand that's behind you, begin to lift it off the ground and stretch it straight up towards the sky. You're going to keep twisting over towards that right side. Inhale long, and as you exhale, start to dip the left shoulder over towards that left knee. So you're finding a twist in the side body stretch. Big, deep breath into that right side body. One more breath in and out. And then go ahead and take your gaze down to that left knee. That right hand's going to reach all the way across to your knee. You're going to come to sitting up more upright, but the elbows are now crossed. Hands are on your knees. So you may be hunched forward a little. That's okay. You're going to inhale, kind of lift the heart as much as possible. And then as you exhale, really find that round in your back. Tuck your chin in. And this time as you inhale to come upright, you're going to release the hands from the knees and bring your arms so they're kind of in a little X in front of you. And then we're finding our way into eagle arms. So perhaps you take the fingertips up towards the sky and you're able to get the back of the hands together or the palms together comfortably. If none of those feel good for you, you can grab your shoulders here, and that works just as well, keeping one elbow over the other. From wherever you are, either hands together, back of the hands, or hands on the shoulders, you're going to inhale, begin to lift your elbows. And if you have your hands up towards the sky, keep pulling the palms away, or the hands away from the face. And as you lift your elbows, melt the shoulders down the back. Maybe you lift your gaze, finding a little arch in the upper back. And then the opposite way, we're going to come back to center and then bring the elbows, let them come down towards the belly button. Round yourself forward, letting the weight of your head and arms fall forward. Accentuating the rounding in the back. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come upright. Unwind the arms, reach them all the way out and up, and as you exhale, come back into those cactus arms. Ha. All right, inhale, reach up to the sky. We're taking it to the other side. So left hand comes straight behind you, like that second spine. Inhale, reaching tall through the right arm. As you exhale, right arm reaches across to left knee. Inhale, sit up tall, get long and strong. Exhale, ring it out. So you're twisting over that left shoulder. Taking one other inhale, get tall, using that right hand to ring you out, twisting it over that left shoulder. One more breath in and out here. And keeping that right hand on your knee, left hand begins to lift. You're taking it all the way up to the sky. Take an inhale, keep twisting here. As you exhale, dip that right shoulder down towards the right knee. Side body stretch in that left side. Keep reaching through the left fingertips. One more breath in and out. And then taking your gaze to look at that right knee. So the left hand now comes across to that right knee. And you come back to center, rounding the back. Elbows are crossed. And then as you lift yourself upright, lift the hands away from the knees. Elbows are crossed in front of you. Start to tip your fingers towards the sky. Back of the hands or palms, or maybe the hands come to shoulders as we find our eagle arms here. Inhaling, lifting the elbows. If you have the fingers high and not on the shoulders, pull the wrists away from the face as you lift those elbows. And then in either place, keep softening, melting the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you lift up the chin and gaze up, finding one last breath into this back bend. And then as you exhale, coming forward, elbows tuck in towards the belly button, round yourself forward. Weight of the arms are dangling towards the ground, head is heavy, accentuating the rounding in the back of the heart. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and come upright. And then inhale, open up the arms, reach them high to the sky. One last time into that cactus arms. And then go ahead and bring the hands behind you. One more time, feet wider than the hips, and then windshield wipe from side to side. All right. And then let the knees just windshield wipe to one side as you roll up. And then cross over to make your way into your hands and knees. Finding a tabletop pose here. We'll inhale, let the belly drop and lift your gaze, finding that cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin and round. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. And then one more time. Drop the belly, look up. And exhale, tuck and round. Find a neutral spine here. You're gonna bring that right leg straight back behind you. Take the gaze up, take the heart up, inhale. As you exhale, draw the knee towards your nose and really press the mat with the hands, rounding the back into that cat spine. So inhale, lift the right leg, look up. Exhale, draw the knee in, press the mat away. Really accentuate that rounding in the back. One more time, inhale, reach that leg back, look up. As you exhale, draw the right knee up. And then pause here. You're gonna shift into the left hand, bring the right foot between your hands. Walk it forward and then sink down into that left hip flexor. Gaze up, lift the heart, inhale. As you exhale, you can either keep your fingertips here or bring your hands up towards the thigh, lifting up a little higher, really deepening the stretch in the front of that left hip flexor. Another inhale and exhale here. And then go ahead and come forward, hands to the mat. Start to shift weight into the left knee. Right knee comes to meet the left. Inhale, reach that left heel back behind you, lift your gaze. A little bit of arch in the back. As you exhale, knee to nose, rounding into cat spine. Inhale, reach the left heel back, gaze lift. Exhale, tuck and round. And then one more time. Inhale, lift the heel, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round, pause. And then begin to bring that left foot to the ground. Walk it forward as you sink your hips low to the ground. Drawing that heart long. Breath in and out. Staying here or lifting upright for the last couple breaths to intensify that opening. We sit a lot, our hip flexors get super tight. This is a really great place to open it up. One more breath. And then go ahead and come forward, hands to mat. We're gonna do a little different transition this time. Tuck your right toes, lift your knee, and you're just gonna step maybe a few times forward. We're bringing the right foot to meet your left. So you're in a forward fold, top of your mat, feet wide. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees generously. Exhale, melt down. Find a moment here in ragdoll. So you just can kind of sway yourself from side to side, or just kind of bounce up and down, roll the shoulders, wherever you need to find release in the upper body as we reverse our relationship to gravity, allowing your brain to drain. On an inhale, halfway lift. And on an exhale, fold. Inhale, we're gonna rise all the way up to standing, starting with the upward salute, really tall stretch from heels to fingertips. And then exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down by your side. You can step your feet closer together wherever they feel comfortable for your Tadasana, or your standing proud at attention pose. All right, take an inhale, sweep all 10 fingers up towards the sky, stretch them up high. As you exhale, go ahead and take it down, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, heart leads the way. As you exhale, fold down, hands to the mat, step into the right foot, left foot goes to the back of the mat. This time you're gonna spin your left heel flat, and we're rising into warrior one. Hands come to hips. So the back toes are facing forward slightly. You're drawing that left hip forward. Right hip back and trying to sink into the right knee. So the right knee's over your ankle. Really pay attention to anchoring or sealing the outer edge of your back foot down. Working to square your hips and the shoulders forward. Inhale, let's reach all 10 fingers to the sky. Shoulders melt down the back. And then take your arms out, finding yourself in those cactus arms. Inhale here. As you exhale, start to bring the arms forward, and you're hooking your left elbow underneath your right. Once again, if you need the hands on the shoulders, they can come there. Otherwise, finding your eagle arms again. This time, inhaling, lifting the elbows, lifting the gaze. Finding a little more challenge here. So we have to find our stability. And then we're going to come forward into a modified version, or into an alternative version of our humble warrior. We're bowing to the inside of that right leg. Arms are an eagle. You're letting gravity really pull the weight of the arms down. Take an inhale and exhale here. And then keeping yourself in this fold, unravel the arms. Hands come to the inside of the right foot, halfway lift. As you exhale, you're walking your hands between your feet, starting to turn your left toes back, bending in both knees. We're gonna inhale, come up into goddess pose. So we're bending into both knees, or kind of like a horse stance here, into goddess. Take an inhale, stretch all of your limbs out into starfish, and as you exhale, bend back into goddess, finding those cactus arms. Inhale, stretch into starfish. Exhale, come down into goddess. All right, one more time, stretching up into starfish. As you exhale, coming down into goddess. Pause here. Take an inhale, and then sink a little bit deeper. Nice, take one more breath in and out here. On your inhale, begin to straighten out your legs, and then bring your hands down to your hips. You're gonna begin to walk your feet a little bit narrower, so they're about hip width distance. We're gonna take an inhale, turn your right toes forward, turn your left foot forward, so we're squaring once again like warrior one, but with the legs straight. This is our setup for pyramid pose. Take an inhale. Really wrap that right hip back, left hip forward, heart high. And as you exhale, we're bowing forward over that right leg. Keeping both hips in alignment here, maybe softening behind the right knee. And then bring your hands down onto the ground or onto that right shin. Breath in and breath out. Take another breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, lift up halfway. You're going to begin to shift into that right foot. Walk your hands forward. The left leg's coming up behind you into standing splits. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. Maybe you fold a little bit deeper. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your left foot down to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, just halfway lift again. You're switching sides. So right foot's going to reach behind you. And then you'll bend in your left knee, find the right toes to the mat. Begin to find the right heel flat. We're rising up into warrior one. So again, you're bending deep into the right knee. You're stacking knee over ankle, starting there. Then begin to wrap your hips forward. So as you wrap that right hip forward, I want you to also anchor the outer edge of the back foot down, right? Nice and strong in that back leg. And then lifting up through the chest. When you're ready, let the fingertips come high to the sky. Take a breath in. As you exhale, open the arms into cactus arms. Keep squaring the torso, squaring the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, begin to bring the arms forward, finding your eagle arms. Right elbow underneath the left. Back of the hands or palms to come together. Take an inhale, lift your elbows, lift the gaze. Keep bending into that left knee. Notice if you're holding tension in the shoulders, try to soften them down. Big breath in and out. And then we're coming forward into that humble warrior. Arms stay in eagle arms, or maybe you're grabbing onto the shoulders. As you bow to the inside of that left leg, letting gravity take over here. Deep breath in and out. Release the hands onto the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Begin to walk your hands across towards the side of your mat, turning both of your feet towards the corners of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift, bending into the knees. Then lifting yourself up, finding goddess pose. We're going to find it with eagle arms. I'm going to turn so I can face you guys. But finding that goddess pose with eagle arms. Then we're going to, again, inhale into starfish. Exhale deep into goddess. Inhale into starfish. Ha. Exhale, get a little deeper into goddess. Inhale into starfish. And then stay down low in goddess this time. Pause. Just kind of maybe shift from side to side. Really nestle down into those hips. Nice. Take a deep breath in. And sink a little bit lower. And on your inhale, straighten it up. Bring your hands to hips. Feet come a little narrower, so they're right under the hips. And then we're turning over your left foot. So you're coming back to turn towards the front of your mat. Again, the back toes turn forward, hips and shoulders square, just like warrior one, but our legs are straight here. Take an inhale, lifting up through the chest. As you exhale, begin to bow forward. Keep a little bit of a bend in that front knee. Keep wrapping that left hip back, right hip forward. When you come down, hands can come to the ground or rest on that right shin. Deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, begin to look forward. Lift halfway. Walking your hands forward, coming up off of that back foot, finding standing splits, standing on that left leg. Reaching the right leg a little bit higher. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring both feet to meet. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Sit low into your hips here. We're going to find ourselves in chair pose, starting with the arms high. Sink a little lower. And then find your way into cactus arms. And then coming forward with the arms, we're crossing the right elbow under the left, finding those eagle arms with your chair pose once again. Last time in eagle arms, I promise. Now we're taking it into the full eagle pose if you want. You can always just stay in chair pose. Otherwise, you're starting to bring the weight into the left foot. The right knee is lifting and you're crossing it really high on your thigh. So if you cross it, maybe your toes stay on the ground as a little kickstand. Really squeeze those thighs together. So I don't want space between the thighs, like really crossing them as high as you can. All right, wherever you are, squeeze those thighs for stability, lift the elbows, melt the shoulders. Gaze is between your forearms or like you're looking through your forearms. Take another breath in and then sink a little lower. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to release the arms, release the crossing of the legs, reach up to the sky. Start to separate your feet a little wider than the hips. Take a big upward salute. And then as you exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold with wide feet. You're going to take your peace sign finger, so your index finger and middle finger, and wrap it around your big toe. So bring it between like where you'd wear your flip-flops. And then you're going to use this like you're stepping on your fingers. You're going to ground the fingers down. Inhale, pull the chest forward. And then keeping the toes grounded, begin to pull yourself deeper into this forward fold. Roll the shoulders, shake out the head. And just allow yourself a few moments here. This should feel really good in the back body. And then go ahead and release your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet a little bit closer together where they feel stable and secure. To inhale, bounce up, rebound up all the way into that upward salute. And then you're going to sit back into chair pose. Go ahead and find your arms in those cactus arms. Take an inhale here, sink a little lower. Bringing the arms forward, hooking the left elbow under the right. We're finding eagle arms once again. This could look like this, or hands could be on the shoulders. Lift the elbows, soften those shoulders. Get deep in your chair. You can stay here. Or this time, rooting into the right foot, the left leg lifting high, crossing thigh over thigh. Maybe having a kickstand or having those toes loose, or eventually they'll cross around the thigh or the calf. Taking a moment, gazing through those arms, check in with yourself here. Where are you gripping? How can you soften? Take one more breath in and out. And then on your next inhale, unwinding the arms and legs, bringing the feet a little wider, stretch your arms up really high. And then once again, finding a forward fold. This time, we're going to slide the palms underneath your feet. So bending the knees as much as you need to really get your toes to the wrists. This is good therapy for the hands. If you tend to work at a computer a lot or do anything that requires you to use your hands, maybe wiggle your toes and massage out your wrists. It's called gorilla pose, so really just embracing the kind of shape of the gorilla. One more breath in and out here. And then go ahead and slide your hands out from under your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. We're going to bring the hands down, step the feet and knees down, finding your way into child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead bowing down towards the mat. Take a breath in here and a breath out. One more breath in and breath out. And your next inhale, begin to lift yourself to tabletop pose. And as you exhale, belly comes all the way down towards the mat. All right. Go ahead and take your right arm out to the right side. You're going to roll onto that right side body here. Left hand as an anchor. You can bend your left knee, open it up, and take the left foot onto the ground right outside of that right leg. And just taking a moment to feel this stretch in that right shoulder, but also getting a little bit of twist in the low back. Take one more breath in and out here. And then rolling back into the belly. We'll just take it to the other side. Right hand comes under the shoulder, left arm straight out to the side, rolling onto the left side of your body first. Then bending the right knee, opening it to the sky, setting your foot to the outside of that left leg. And just breathing into the sensation of opening that left shoulder, of finding some opening, some twisting in the low back. And starting to come back onto your belly. Taking your hands back by the hips. Take an inhale, lift the chest, lift your hands, lift your legs, and reach everything out. Flying just like Superman here. Hands are on your cape, feet are engaged. Take another breath. And then exhale, lower down. Take a breath in and out. An option to do the same thing again, or bend your knees. See if you can grasp onto your feet with your hands. If you can't quite grab the feet today, no big deal. You're just going to do the same thing we did, but with bent knees. So we're going to lift like this, or you have your hands on your feet. So inhale, lifting. If you have the hands on the feet, kick your feet back. If you don't have your hands on your feet, just imagine you're lifting your feet up into like a ceiling or something above you. So we're really activating in the legs here. Nice. Taking one more moment. Breath in and out. And then go ahead and lower down the chest. Release the feet and just windshield wipe the ankles from side to side on their way down until they come all the way down to the ground. And then one of my favorites, when they come down to the ground, tuck your toes under, lift your knees off, and then windshield wipe your heels from side to side. Yeah, kind of massaging out some of that low back stuff. And then go ahead and find the hands on the mat to help press yourself up to tabletop. And then just shifting the hips to either side, make your way into a comfortable seat. And take one last forward fold with our knees open wide into a butterfly here. Take an inhale to lift up through the chest, get nice and tall and long through the spine. And as you exhale, fold yourself forward. You can bring your hands out in front of you. Our variation I like, I just thought of this if you want to try it out, is to take your knees upright and kind of thread your arms underneath your knees. I know it looks weird already, but once you kind of open up, it's going to help you fold in really deep. I know it's kind of funky and weird, but if you want to try it, try it. Otherwise, any traditional fold will do. Just a couple more breaths in and out here. On your inhale, go ahead and come upright. Bring the soles of your feet onto the ground, and then make your way onto your back, bringing the knees with you into your chest. Rock from side to side, massaging out your low back, any kinks you have there. And then go ahead and keep your right knee hugged in deep. Extend that left leg out long. We're going to guide that right knee across the body. So the right arm can either be in a cactus or maybe straight out to the right side. And then you're going to take the right knee to the left side. You're also kind of rocking your body onto that left hip. And gaze can stay straight up or maybe gazing over that right shoulder or arm. A few deep breaths into this final spinal twist. Inhale, come back into center. switch your knees. Bring your left knee up and in, extend that right leg out. And then taking that right knee over to the left side, left arm either straight out or at that cactus arm. On your next breath, go ahead and come back and towards center. Bring your right knee to meet your left. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your nose up to meet your knees and give yourself a really big squeeze. One more big squeeze of everything you've got. And then go ahead and release yourself out. And we'll take a moment here to just completely relax your body. So starting with the crown of the head, feeling the head just heavy on the mat. The shoulders, the arms, the hands are completely supported by the gravity. And working your way down your torso and your hips, just feeling any tension. Release if you need to wiggle in any way to get more comfortable. Just allow yourself to do so. And down the legs and into the feet. Seeing if you can release perhaps a little bit more. And then either bringing the hands back on the body or leaving them as they are and just imagining with your mind's eye that wave of breath we found at the beginning of class. Inhaling into the low belly, the mid ribs, the upper chest, and then exhaling from the chest, the ribs, the belly. Just finding that wave. And again, if you want to bring the hands back onto the body to capture and to keep your awareness really on that expansion and contraction. Our breath is a constant reminder that we're always in flux. Life is constantly like a wave moving up and down. That our job as yogis on this path is not to try to grasp, try to control, but instead finding our way into the flow. Riding the wave of life, just like the wave of this breath. And then begin to release your hands if you brought them to the body and just find some movement in your hands and feet. Reaching above head with your arms and stretching in opposite directions. And then however you want to get there, we're going to make your way up right where we began, finding a comfortable seated pose. Sitting up nice and tall. And then taking those hands onto the body one more time. Left hand to the chest, right hand down into the belly. Breathing into the space of your torso. One big full breath. And capturing this last moment, the energy that you've created here, the intention that brought you here, and perhaps the wisdom that you woke up to here on your mat that you can carry with you through the rest of the week. Breathe into that. Let's take one more breath in together. And empty out. And then bring the palms away from the body. Allow the warmth of your hands to find each other. Bringing the thumbs to touch your heart. Spread all 5 fingers away from the chest. Close your eyes. Take a moment to consider and bring awareness to this virtual community that's practiced together this evening. Sending out some heartfelt gratitude to them for holding this space, for creating this virtual community. And to each of you, I give you my heartfelt gratitude for showing up for yourself, for each other. Thank you so much. Namaste.